A somber scene. Seniors at Dongwon High School took their college entrance exams this year, remembering their classmates lost in last year's Sewol sinking. Workers' Party Secretary Cheongnamdae has all but gone missing from state media. New reports say he was sent to a rural farm for re-education. And Korean researchers have developed Napa cabbage varieties that are smaller in size but with stronger cancer-fighting properties, now available on the market. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Friday, November 13th. I'm Luke Clary. This year's College Scholastic Ability Test was conducted on the principle of making the exam a little easier in terms of difficulty. But students found the test a challenge due to new types of problems and a number of tricky questions included to better assess students' performance levels.
Authors who wrote this year's College Scholastic Ability Test have stressed that they maintain the principle of an easy exam in the level of difficulty, but at the same time sought distinction in assessing individual student ability.
최고 난이도 수준을 유지하는 문항들은 과목별로 다르긴 합니다만은 2, 3문항에서 많게는 4, 5문항까지도 있습니다.
Exam takers say the subjects of Korean language type A, math and English were all more difficult than last year's CSAT, as well as 2 mock exams held this year.
모의고사보다 여태까지 봐왔던 것보다 수능이 제일 어려웠던 것 같아요.
The math section featured new types of questions requiring the knowledge of 2 concepts. In English, exam questions that were not connected to those that appeared in study books affiliated with EBS or Educational Broadcasting System are expected to be the clincher in assessing student capability.
EBS 교재를 암기하는 방식으로 공부한 학생들은 좋은 점수를 얻기 어려웠을 수 있다고 봅니다.
All said, students in the middle to top rankings are expected to experience less competition and confusion than last year, especially during regular college admissions where CSAT scores are highly reflected.
Around 70 students attending Dongwon High School, which lost many of its students in the Sewol ferry sinking last year, took the college entrance exams this year. It was a somber day both for the surviving students and the bereaved families of children who perished in the disaster.
Students of Dongwon High School were forced to endure enormous pain while preparing for the college SAT. Their juniors raised their voices to cheer them on. These students are still wearing the symbolic yellow ribbons in memory of their classmates who didn't make it during the Sewol ferry tragedy. The final year of high school was particularly difficult for them, not because of the stress of exams, but because of their efforts to get back on their feet. Mothers give hugs to each of the children to thank them for never giving up.
지금처럼만 잘 했으면 좋겠어요. 더도 말고요.
250 of their classmates never got the chance to take the college entrance exams. 250 backpacks labeled with the names of each perished student were placed in Gwanghwamun Square. It was a heartbreaking day for everyone involved.
수능 끝나면 홀가분하게 털고 이제 뭐 이것저것 안 해본 것들도 했을 텐데 그런 것들 못 하고.
The surviving students who chose to take the college SAT instead of receiving college entrance benefits made a step forward to regain hope on behalf of their deceased classmates.
A key figure in Pyongyang's power circle, Workers' Party Secretary Cheongnamdae has all but gone missing from the media, sparking speculation regarding his whereabouts. In a recent development, he was left out of a funeral committee for a famed North Korean military marshal who died last week. It's now reported that Che has been dismissed from his posts and sent to a rural farm where he's receiving re-education.
A tank carrying the body of deceased North Korean military marshal Lee Il-sul drives through downtown Pyongyang.
조선인민군 원수인 고 리을설 동지의 장례식이 11일 평양에서 국장으로 엄숙히 고행되었습니다.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was present at the burial as the body was laid to rest at the Revolutionary Martyrs Cemetery. However, during the 5-day-long state funeral, ruling Workers' Party Secretary Cheongnamdae was nowhere to be seen. A source well-versed in North Korean affairs says that Che is believed to be undergoing revolutionary education at a collective farm for lackluster performance of youth league projects. The source says Che is not in a managerial role, but doing farm work as a laborer and is practically being re-educated. Some experts think that the dismissal of Che, once a key figure in the Kim Jong-un regime, may accelerate a generational shift within the reclusive nation ahead of the Workers' Party convention in May next year. The downfall of Che, who's an expert on China, is also expected to burden Pyongyang's relations with Beijing, which was showing signs of recovery in recent days.
Napa cabbage farmers in Korea have been having a hard time recently as consumption of Napa cabbages has plummeted here. Korean researchers have developed several new varieties of Napa cabbages that are smaller in size but carry stronger cancer-fighting properties. They're now available on the market.
Farmers and volunteers are busy harvesting autumn cabbages. The produce they are harvesting consists of new domestic varieties of kimchi cabbage. The Rural Development Administration developed 5 new varieties, while the farmers cultivated them after obtaining marketing channels at large supermarket chains. One of the newly developed varieties contains 3 times more glucosinolate, an anti-cancer substance, than regular Napa cabbages. Other varieties include compact cabbages, cabbages for export to China, and 2 varieties with edible roots. Even though consumption of Napa cabbages has decreased in Korea in recent years, as fewer households make their own kimchi and more people prefer Western-style foods, the new varieties were developed to meet the growing demand for fresh cabbages used in salads or for wrapping meat and other fillings.
우리나라가 고령화 사회가 돼가고 있기 때문에 국민의 건강이 중요해서 기능성이 높은 품종을 개발하고자 하였고요.
Napa cabbage farmers who have been struggling recently due to the lower demand for their crops hope to increase their revenues by growing the new varieties.
Spectacular scenes were demonstrated during a high-altitude, low-opening competition put on by the military special forces, during which the best skydivers were selected. Participants also exhibited ultra-precision as they accurately landed on targets as tiny as a coin.
The helicopter door opens, and Special Forces commandos jump out, braving strong winds. They perform in coordinated fashion at 3,000 meters above ground. The soldiers, in teams of 4, showcase a variety of mid-air formations, holding on to each other's hands and feet.
안 되면 되게 하는 특전 정신으로 후배들에게 경험이 될 수 있도록 최선을 다해 임하고 있습니다.
Precise landing is also a key factor in scoring. It's a perfect score if you jump from 1,200 meters above ground and land precisely on a target as tiny as a coin with a diameter of 2 centimeters. Most contestants do not veer off a great deal from the target point. A total of 22 teams competed, including participants from the Special Forces, the Navy and Air Force, as well as the civilian sector. As for the winners, the women's team of the Special Forces topped the category of mid-air interactive activity, while the men's Special Forces team took first in the precision descent group event.
Information and communication technologies are advancing fast in Korea, but people with disabilities and children in remote areas have little access to them. Recently, efforts are underway to bridge the digital gap.
This electronic artificial arm was developed for people who lost their hands or arms in accidents. 3D printing expert Lee Sang-ho developed this low-cost prosthesis to alleviate the pain of people with disabilities. He used low-cost parts and 3D printing technology to minimize the cost of the prosthesis to the level of a smartphone. He says he wants to develop even more affordable products with more sophisticated functions in the future. Children fly in a hot air balloon with the help of virtual reality goggles. They are fascinated by a game of soccer played by manipulating toy cars with smartphones. A Korean telecom company organized this event for children from remote areas to present them with a chance to experience state-of-the-art information and communication technologies.
열기구랑 달리기 같은 거 로봇 조종도 해봤는데 미래 기술은 이렇구나 하고 알게 됐는데 신기했어요.
Such voluntary efforts of IT companies to bridge the digital divide in the nation, despite the fierce market competition, are receiving a favorable response from the public.
Yellow ginkgo leaves pile up on the streets to brighten the autumn scenery, but they can be a headache for street cleaners. Now the city of Sewol has found a place that welcomes this nuisance.
The street is covered in a blanket of yellow ginkgo leaves. But the thick layer of leaves presents an annoyance to street cleaners.
매립이나 아니면 소각장으로 보내져서 처리하게 됩니다. 그럴 경우에는 한 1억 정도 예산이 소요됩니다.
Street cleaners sweep up the leaves into big bags and carry them off in 4 trucks. The destination of these trucks is Nami Island. When the leaves are strewn on the ground, the formerly gray surroundings turn colorful and romantic. The bright color takes grown-ups back to their childhoods. And children have a great time under ginkgo leaf showers. It's been 10 years since the Songpa Ginkgo Tree Street was created in Nami Island. The leaf-covered street has become the island's most popular tourist attraction.
너무 노랗고 예뻐서 아이들이랑 지금 계속 추억 생각하면서 던지고 놀았거든요. 좋은 기회였던 것 같아요.
Meanwhile, discolored ginkgo leaves are sent to farmers to be used as compost. Around 20 tons of ginkgo leaves were recycled this year. It's a great way to save money and help out farmers.
Controversy erupted over the lyrics of IU's new song, Jeje. The young singer has been accused of describing the main character in the novel My Sweet Orange Tree in an unflattering light. Ironically, the accusation drove greater interest in the book. This and more coming up on today's Showbiz News.
In spite of the controversy surrounding its lyrics, IU's new song Zeze remains among the top 10 tracks on assorted music charts. Sales of the novel My Sweet Orange Tree have also spiked. The book's main character was the inspiration for IU's song. The book's sales at franchise bookstores have jumped 6 or 7 times higher than before, and the title is climbing the bestseller lists. This festival explores and discusses the artistic values of letters in modern society. This year's 4th International Typography Biennale features 91 artists from 22 countries, presenting their own unique interpretations of letters and numbers so commonly seen in our daily lives. Comedian and TV celebrity Cheongnamdae is stepping down from all his shows for the time being. His management agency announced in an official statement that his anxiety disorder, which had long afflicted him, has worsened in recent weeks, and that he will temporarily suspend all of his media activities.
Cheongnamdae was the president's vacation house for 20 years. It's now a popular drama filming location and tourist destination. Today, we'll take you to this special place. Let's take a look. Cheongnamdae is situated near the beautiful Daejeong Lake. Built in 1983, it was the place for the president to take a rest and plan state administration. It was opened to the public 12 years ago and has become a popular tourist destination.
지난 2003년 개방된 후 많은 변화와 발전을 거듭하면서 연간 80여만 명의 관람객이 다녀가시는 중부권 최대의 관광지로 발돋움하고 있습니다.
Cheongnamdae literally means the presidential office, or Cheongnamdae, located in a warm southern region. It's furnished with antique, elegant furniture inside. The president's office, bedroom, dining room, and personal belongings are open to public access.
좀 신기하기도 하고 새롭기도 하고 아주 좀 이런 데인가 하고 무슨 좀 별천지 같이 막 그런 느낌이 많이 들어요.
There are zones where visitors can experience a small part of the presidential life. They can sit in the president's chair or deliver a speech to the people.
제가 좋은 나라를 만들겠습니다.
잘 사는 나라가 되도록 노력하겠습니다.
There are trails named after 6 former presidents. Among them, this trail was named after former President Kim Young-sam, who was a jogger and ran along the path early in the morning whenever he stayed there. At the end of the Kim Dae-jung Trail is a thatched house where old farming tools brought from the late president's house in his hometown are on display. Let's go up to an observatory, which offers a panoramic view of Cheongnamdae. After a steep stairway climb, visitors encounter a picturesque scene.
너무 아름답고 좋습니다. 꼭 한 번쯤은 오볼 만한 곳이에요. 꼭 그렇게 권하고 싶어요.
A chrysanthemum festival is held at Cheongnamdae every autumn. This year's festival will run through November 15th, a great opportunity to experience the historic locale. And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.